If you look at the surface of the planet, people have been pretty much everywhere around it. You go underwater and less than 2% has been seen. There's a lot of animals there that do things that we would equate to having a nightmare. The ocean literally does have sea monsters. The real thing that gets people nervous is when they know that they're in the ocean and there's animals out there that they can't see right next to them. I remember when I first saw 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea as a kid. When I saw the giant squid attack the Nautilus, I thought that was the most amazing thing in the world because I looked in my little book in elementary school and found out giant squid are real. And I loved the movie just for that sake. And I must say that helped just confirm my direction to the sea. The whole idea of having this mythological animal being very real, to me, has been my favorite lure. The Humboldt squid was actually the model for the squid in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And they wanted something dangerous and frightening looking, so they picked the Humboldt squid. About 6 years ago, I overheard two Mexican fishermen, and they were talking about Diablo Rojo, red demon. Huge, voracious squid that, if you fall in the water with them, you have a very high chance of being eaten alive. I started doing some research and found out that the red demons do exist, and they're called Humboldt squid. The animals usually live around 700 to 1,000 feet deep in the daytime, but come all the way up to the surface at night. They live on the Humboldt Current, which is where they get their name. They go from the Sea of Cortez all the way to Peru, which is a very long stretch, as you might imagine. I've known Mexican fishermen to be pretty fearless of the animals that they catch. I've seen them catch an 18-foot tiger shark. This one man that I was talking to, his expression and his body language told me that he actually had some fear for this animal, respect for it. When I went and saw how the fishermen actually fish for Humboldt squid, I was surprised. They actually reach into the water to pick these things up with the jig, which is the hook that the fishermen catch them. It's very easy to see how a larger cannibal could be in the water feeding on the jigged squid. And as the fisherman reaches down to grab the injured squid, the large cannibal will grab the man's arm and yank him right into the water. And if he's not very quick to get out and get away from that cannibal, it will in fact start to feed on him on the spot. Anything that can kill and eat a man makes some interest to human beings. When I was diving in the Sea of Cortez during the scouting trip to film these things, I ended up getting into a pretty good fight with these things, and I lost. The impacts of these things is like getting hit by a baseball with teeth. The giant squid is a visual predator, and their eyes, even though they're on either side of the head like this, they can in fact roll forward a little bit and give stereoscopic vision similar to a primate. And the giant squid needs that depth perception to use those tentacles.
You're out! You're out!
Which are in fact a weapon to fire to grab prey with hook-lined sucker discs. being very aware of their environment, he'll definitely see you first. And it will either opt to swim away from you or to feed on you. The suction cups on these animals, which they have 1,200 of, are lined with chitinous ring teeth, and they're needle sharp and very tough. So if you add all those up, you find out they have about 36,000 teeth inside the arms of these animals. And in the center of all those arms and all those teeth is that amazing beak. So pound for pound, there's nothing more dangerous that I've ever seen than the giant Humboldt squid. During our month filming the animals in the Sea of Cortez, I rolled off into the water and I looked down and I see hundreds of these animals just below me, about maybe 100 feet or less. And they were zooming in and out at 20 knots. These things were swimming incredibly fast, and the visibility was only 40 feet. So 1 second there's a big squid in front of you, the other there's not. And you see them flashing like UFOs when they come into view. I was watching one large squid, and then another squid slammed into me so hard that I felt like I was getting in a barroom brawl. One squid was distracting me, while the other one checked my weaknesses. So they actually do work and prey in cooperation with each other. If you were to come face to face with a Humboldt, there's two things I recommend. One, go home. Get out of the water as fast as you can. But if you in fact can't, then the best thing to do is keep your head facing it. They're smart animals. They'll figure you out. And if they can't eat you, they have no use for you. So they'll leave right away. Now that we've actually been in and filmed the Humboldt squid, which can reach several hundred pounds, and will take a human life, I've actually got to meet my childhood fantasy. And yeah, sea monsters do exist.